PhD in Europe. Scholarships for PhD in Europe. How do you apply? How do you get them? And how do you pursue your PhD studies in Europe? That is today's topic. For those who are new to this channel, EBM Scholars Channel is the channel which provides information about various opportunities about education, scholarships in particular, master's, bachelor, master's, PhD, about how to write and self-publish your books, put them on Amazon for free. You don't need to pay anybody. How you can get visa, tourist visa, student visa, all kinds of visa, green card, become citizen of a certain country. The channel how to lose weight, all those kind of good information on how you can succeed in so many things. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. If you are new, you have come to my channel, thank you so much. And for those who have been watching my videos over and over, I really appreciate for that kind of support. And those who have been sharing my videos to other people, please continue to share with so many other people. So welcome to my YouTube channel, EBM Scholars Channel. And today I'm talking about PhD scholarships in Europe. Many people we know, they want to succeed. They want to continue with education. The challenge they are facing is how can you get someone or institution to finance it, to help you to get your studies paid, like cost of living, tuition and fees. We know education is so important. We know it's so expensive again, but how can you be able to do? So we are talking about the PhD scholarships. Those who want to pursue PhD, this is your time, regardless of what program, whether it is mathematics, whether it is engineering, whether it is sociology, whether it is theology, whether it is microbiology, whether it is like, no matter what you are going to do. But if you want to study PhD in Europe, this is how you go about it. Number one thing you have to know is, when I'm talking about scholarships, I'm talking about how your school fees will be paid and how your cost of living will be covered 100%. I'm not talking about the money for visa. I'm not talking about the travel flight ticket. Some of the scholarships, they might give you that, some might not, but that is the very small amount compared to the entire cost maybe of living in England, entire cost of living in Germany, in Frankfurt, Bremen, Leipzig, whatever. What is the cost of living in those areas, and how is that going to be covered? If you want to study in Tromsø, you want to study in Uppsala, you want to study at the University of whatever, how are you going to go about it for the PhD? So, number one, I've already said it is full funding scholarship covering tuition fees and cost of living, which is a stipend will be given. So in many cases in Europe, they give you at least 950 euro and above. So for US dollar is more than 1,200 and above, depending of country to country, city to city, the nature of the program itself. So there are so many factors considering why one scholarship is maybe 1,000 euro, another one you can get 1,500, things of that nature. So PhD, in order to get a PhD, there are basic procedures on what you need to prepare, and there is how you get admitted. Because PhD is different from masters. You just apply direct to the university. That's how you do on a masters. PhD in Europe is largely done through what we call thesis. PhD by thesis. What does that mean? PhD by thesis means from day one, you have your study plan, you and your supervisor. There is no a classroom instruction. There is no a group of students sitting down, like 10 of you, the lecturer comes there, okay, today we are studying about research, tomorrow we are studying about this theory. No, there is no that thing. It is you and your supervisor sitting together, having a plan on how you can execute that plan and how you can be able to accomplish or complete your studies for PhD. So, if that is the case, the mode of application is vastly different from the mode of application for master's program because masters you attend classroom instruction, or even if you apply PhD in America or PhD in Europe, where you are going direct with the classroom instruction, is the first step. So PhD by thesis is you and your supervisor. So if it's you and your supervisor, that means when you apply, you don't apply direct to the university, you apply to your supervisor. You have to find a supervisor first. That's the first thing you need to do. You apply to get a supervisor. How do you get a supervisor? Each university in the department, political science, economy, economics, whatever, department of maybe development studies, department of maybe science, whatever, each department, they will have the list of professors and their area of concentration, what their areas they are teaching, they have done research in, things of that nature. So if you are applying for PhD, let's say you want to do PhD in, let's say in political science, and specifically you want to deal with African politics, you go to the university and finding the professors in the department whose areas of interest, whose their research, their areas of focus is Africa, and possibly in that particular area. But you cannot just want to do political science, African politics, and then you are going to take a professor who is focusing more about Europe. So you go to those universities. First of all, the university need to have scholarship, but the university will not give you scholarship until you have got a supervisor. So you need to get a supervisor by applying to so many supervisors. So you go to University A, you create what we call the PhD proposal. It's not the proposal, the full proposal of your entire thing. It's just 5 pages expressing what you are going to do, everything, like just like a very high summary of your entire plan. And then you are going also to include your resume. And then you write a letter asking for someone to supervise you. So, dear Professor so-and-so, my name is so-and-so. I have master's degree from this university and have this kind of years of experience. I want to do PhD in these particular areas. And I'm interested into your university. But you are the only one in this university with this kind of skill set. I've looked of your research. You published this article. You have done this kind of research, or you wrote this kind of book. All those things have forced me, or they have made me motivated to find someone with this kind of skill sets, so that I can learn the best from that particular person. But this person can be part of my work. When I'm doing my PhD thesis, you'll be the one to whatever. So you can expressing why are you choosing that person? What attracts you from that person in terms of academic excellence of that particular person? So if you write that way, then you attach your resume along with your PhD proposal. 5, maximum 10 pages. From there, you submit to University 1, to that particular professors, and then you are going to write a letter will be different from another professor from another university. Someone from University A in Norway and the University B in Norway will be different also from university. So because each person has different area of interest. So don't put the common, like, I want you to supervise because I know you are expert in this particular area. You forget to change all those areas. You have to research the area of interest of those professors, because those are the one deciding. So if professor of University A says, I will be your supervisor, we write you official admission, official letter that I've accepted to be your supervisor. That letter is what going to be admission, because you got already admission. You got a supervisor. So then from there it goes to the next step, the step of the department or the university to give you official admission letter along with that admission from the supervisor. And that way it is going to be part of your your scholarship part. So that's how you do when you want to get admission, when you want to go to get supervisor. So you get a supervisor first, then other process will follow after that. Because if you don't do that, you just go and apply direct, they cannot admit you because they do if there is no supervisor. It's different from US. US 99.9%, you just direct apply, especially for social science, you just direct apply for the university for PhD. And once, because here you do by coursework. And after finishing coursework, you will choose who will be your supervisor based into you're already here, already studying. But in Europe, it's a little bit different. So you have to apply for a supervisor first because it's PhD by thesis. But even if it's PhD by thesis, the supervisor will say, yes, I will be your supervisor. Then you have to follow now university procedures. And most of the universities still, they might require you to take the TOEFL exam or the IELTS exam, the English Proficiency Test exam. Some might not say that, but if you want to be competitive enough, don't be waiting until the last minute. Just go ahead and take the English Proficiency Test. Whether it's TOEFL, whether it is IELTS, you have to take the English Proficiency Test in advance before you start these processes. You need to start to have your PhD proposal. 5-10 pages proposal. What are you going to do and everything you need to have that one before you start applying in Europe. You need to start to have your resume already. So those are the things you need to prepare when you want to apply for scholarships in Europe. So don't come to me, Ernest, can you give me the link of applying for PhD in Norway, PhD in Netherlands, PhD in Finland, PhD in London? Before you start, give me the link. Do you have a PhD proposal? Have you taken the TOEFL exam or IELTS? Then, if you have done that one, then you can go to the next step, looking for scholarships in the universities which they are looking for some people. So your job is to find the supervisors. That is how you go about getting scholarships for Europe, PhD. And in most cases, PhD is 3 years. I know if you are very prepared, you can do less than 3 years. But many of the PhD is just 3 years. My brothers, Alex and Alexander, they are twins. They did their PhD in German for 1 year. Each one did it for 1 year. They were so much committed, determined, and whatever. So their job was just to write, and they finished within 1 year with the highest performance ever. And they did it. So it's just up to you what will be your speed. But maximum 3 years. In US, it's a little bit different. You can go up to 5-7 years because you do coursework first, 2 to 3 years, and then you start writing your dissertation. So that depends with your speed. If you are full-time working somewhere and writing the dissertation on the other side, yes, it will take longer time. It's not going to be like someone who's doing full-time writing or doing the research. So those are the things I want to share with you about Europe, PhD. But if you are looking for masters, I have a video just specifically for how to get a masters in Europe. But again, as I said, there are some universities, even if you don't need scholarships. For instance, in Norway, all public universities is free of charge. There is no school fees. So if there is no school fees, you need to have to cover cost of living. Cost of living maximum is 10,000 per year. But if it's 10,000 per year, and if you're an international student, you are already going to be given the what? You are going to be given the working permit. So you can be working part-time jobs. So you can get at least 5,000, 4,000 in a year. So you need at least 5,000, 6,000 per year to be able to survive. If to pay for yourself, you want to study in Norway or other Scandinavian countries like Finland over there or Denmark. So let me end up here. Remember to check out the other videos about scholarships and other opportunities, what to prepare, things of that nature. So thank you so much, everyone, and I really appreciate. Remember to subscribe to the videos in case you haven't done so. Do that right now, and then I'll be able to make more videos after seeing you are subscribing and also after reading your comments here. Are you looking for PhD? If yes, say yes. Which PhD program are you looking? Are you looking PhD specifically for Europe, or you are open to also apply to America? You are also open to apply to Australia and New Zealand? Let me know through the comments below. Have you taken the TOEFL? Have you, what obstacle do you face? Let's take out that obstacle and to make sure that you are going to succeed. I'll be happy to guide you into that kind of success. This again is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, EBM himself, from my home office in Belton, Missouri, United States of America. Thank you, everyone.